Hi everybody, Brian here. I just wanted to show you the latest combination of scripts that I've been working on. So if you come into my website or my YouTube channel here at QuantLabs.
Hi everybody, Brian here from Quant Labs.
And it's me echoing, come under videos. Now just so anybody on the podcast, only audio, there is a video duplicate on my YouTube channel. Always under the same headline that you have. Okay, so couple of notes here. Last week I demonstrated this particular video on demo of automated head and shoulders with XRB, BTC, hourly cryptocurrency data from Binance. That's the title of that video. Then I put out yesterday a video called Demo to download hundreds of cryptocurrency pairs via CCXT Python package from Binance, BitMEX, and OKX. That's the title of the other video. So the combination between these is basically what I'm doing is I have the ability to download data or cryptocurrency pairs from Binance and be able to pump them through a modified version of this algorithm, if you call it that, that does charting, finds the extremes in, let's say, the last, I believe it's, I can't remember, it's an hourly chart, and I can pump the cryptocurrency data, all the different pairs I have access to, into this algorithm. So that means now I have the ability to look for potential currency pairs on an hourly basis that has the ability of either, if you follow this video or watch it, when you watch the head and shoulder and the neckline, which is really another way of saying trend line, where the latest price breaks through the trend or the neckline, that I would consider potentially, well, it's a breaching of the neckline. It might not mean a lot, but it might mean upward momentum. Now, and also if you remember in this video, I have a green dot, which basically means that's the expected distance of the up movement based upon the historical head and shoulders. So because of that, I would consider that a breakout. So what I've done is, I'm not going to show you obviously the code here, but I have now a bunch of charts right here. I'm just going to my library here. So these are all the data that are all the charts, PNG charts that I am now able to develop or generate. So based upon the count, I have over 107 combinations right here using this LS, what do you call it, the vertical bar? I don't know, let's call it vertical bar, with the WC -L command for the Linux. So basically what this does, it does a list, and it just basically lists everything and the word count of that, which is 107 charts that have been generated. Not only that, I now have generated, through the modifying the code, I have the ability to basically generate a Word doc. And if you're ever interested to know how I do that, again, I put up another video called How to Create a Microsoft Word Document from Python 3. So I'm able to create this Word document if you watch that video. So once that video is now generated, let me just load it up. So let's see here. This file right here, this Word document does that. So in here, what will happen is it loads up my LibreOffice, which is basically the same as a Word document. What you'll notice here is I've got a pair, in this case from Binance, this currency pair, LSK ETH, which is Ethereum, on an hourly basis, says we've breached that neckline. Breached the neckline, so on and so forth. Then there's other ones where it will say breakout. So in this case, we have a breakout of that green dot I showed you, and or from that video on the head and shoulders. And for this pair of the RCN BTC, again, hourly data. It's all hourly. So when you start to look at the charts, in my case, the first one, we're just looking at breakouts here, what I consider breakouts, but they're not really breakouts. This is just sort of like a modified version. Now, I also have to mention, this is not classic head and shoulders as you call it, but I'll show you in the charts what I mean. So if I look for this first breakout of RCN BTC, let me just make sure it's in alphabetical order. So we are dealing with this one. So what you see here, there is supposed to be a breakout of some form, but basically what we have here is we have the shoulder, head, shoulder, and then further price moves. And these are for the last number of hours, okay? So this one, is this the right, oh no, I'm sorry, we want RCN BTC. That's why it looks kind of funny. Okay, so here we go. So in this case, this goes back 250 hours, so you do the math there. Of course, the mechanics of this has to improve. I'm just showing you the basic mechanics. So here, again, shoulders, heads, downward move, and apparently, if I read my baby pip instructions, if we go to baby pips, head and shoulders, this is what it says about head and shoulders. Now, it's all the classic moves, the shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, I just said that. But here we have a neckline that's in a downward momentum. So typically when the slope is down, neckline, produces a more reliable signal. So then what happens is, as I mentioned in the previous head and shoulder video, is the distance between here and here is the expected move. And we can also have the same for the down move as well. So not only on the next trend up, we should expect the move to move up to where the next head is. Or on the downward move, supposedly, we should be able to predict on how far it will drop based upon this head and shoulder move. Now, of course, I wouldn't put 100% reliance on it because it can change. But with automation, we can easily filter out the ones that don't meet these conditions. So when you look at my chart, let me just get to it. Right here, we should be able to see this move here, which is kind of a spread between this neckline and here at the high point, and then the move should be. But you can clearly see it's somewhat maybe kind of, not I won't say reliable, but we'll judge it by other charts. But we've already hit a breakout and it's already exceeded this green dot. But always remember, we only care about up to here. This is historical, okay? And this is just for demonstration purposes of what can happen with realistic instances. So what could happen is if we were just measuring up to here, two things would happen. We have our head and shoulder. Let's say we have some price activity where it continues down, comes back up, breaks that neckline, or the trend, as I call it. You will get this alert, or just one of saying, yo, you breached the neckline, and here's the chart. And I can include the chart as well if I wanted. And I'll just say you've broken this neckline. But what I consider a breakout is, well, hey, if you have your green dot along here and this price action continues and breaks out beyond this green line, then you can safely say you've broken the price line, and then you can also profit not only here when it breaches the neckline, but you can also profit here, confirmed to go up. And we'll look at some other examples of this among all this data. So the first one is here, the RCN BTC. Let's see if there's any other ones. So I'll do just a search for the word breakout. And okay. So why are there multiple instances of breakout? These are just, as it scans the chart, let me just load up that last chart. As it scans the chart, it's going to say, okay, here's the shoulder, the second shoulder. So we've now met that condition. So because I'm scanning historically, it's like each time the price forms and comes back up and eventually breaks that neckline, you will get a report saying you have now a breaching the neckline, and then it will scan it again. So each step, each iteration will be a report saying you have breached this neckline. And not only that, but I purposely wanted to have another condition where not only will it break the neckline, but as I said, it will break this level where the green dot is, and that's what I define as the breakout. So that's why there's multiple instances of that. So let me just show you some better examples. So we have here, you've seen this one. Remember, there's over a couple of hundred of these. So, okay, so we have another one. BCD, BTC. Let's check it out. BCT. That's a BCD and BT. BCD. Here we go. No, I want this one. Yeah. So remember, this is hourly. So again, we have a sudden big move, similar price action, but usually we may hopefully have another indicator that we can scan in parallel with this saying, oh, our profit's dropping. So let's say if we entered here, or even here. So we ran the strategy, I guess you call it. Let's say there was a breakout, we confirm it's a breakout or a price trend up. So what we have, it goes up, and we apply the ATR. The ATR may or may not break here, which means there will be an applied stop loss. But if not, it will continue to ride up to this point. And that's the nice winning trades that we want. So we go from 0.29 to 0.34, add a bit of leverage. We're on our way to buying Lamborghinis. So here, at this point, we hopefully have another indicator to indicate, or even just the stop or the ATR itself, the average true range, as it drops. If it drops a certain percent, get out of the trade. Okay, that's what we're hoping to apply. And again, hope and reality are two different things. So that's another good example of quote unquote, as I define, breakout. So let's find some other ones here. So we breached that. Okay, so Litecoin and Bitcoin. Let's see where that was. Blah, 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 blah. Litecoin, Bitcoin. Here we go. So again, you can classically see, let me just get rid of this one. Beautiful. Now, again, I wouldn't use this exclusively, but when you look at shoulder, head, shoulder, boom, 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 woo, it's going up. Now, again, it didn't even break that neckline. I bet you there's some algorithms preventing that from happening because they're watching, this maybe classic head and shoulder trend line, neckline move. If it breaches that, just bounce off that, and that's what it did. Not only did that, it went from 0.0162 all the way up to 0.0172 in a matter of a short-term number of hours, and I bet you it may even be going up. So again, this is a great chart as an example. And again, this is recent moves. When you look at, let's see, coin market cap, this is what I like about it. When you look at the overall moves of, let's say, I believe this will be the last 24 hours, you see the sudden declines. Now, I don't know if this chart was part of a series for that time frame. Where's my, here it is. I don't know if my time frame basically allowed, where am I? Okay, here we are. So let me just load up that. So again, when you see these kind of declines over a 24-hour period, I don't know the periods that we are looking for of, where's my pair? Here, this Litecoin Bitcoin pair is affected by the downward trend. It doesn't look like it because why? it's not. It's bouncing off and just going up. You had a little bit of down momentum, but it just continued to go up. So I could download the data, rerun the charts, and see what happened to get the latest hour. But this was not very long, a couple hours at best. So let's continue our scan. Okay, so going back to our little document. So we had a breakout here of Litecoin, Bitcoin. Next up, let's find our next. So get past these ones. Okay, here's another one. ETO, Ethereum. Now again, I wouldn't use this particular indicator exclusively, but it's pretty interesting if you ask me. So here's an interesting one. Shoulder, head, shoulder. But again, it bounces off that neckline. And it goes up and it just goes into a range-bound mode. But you're still in an upward mode. Very interesting to see these charts, if you don't mind me saying. So let's get our next one. Here we go, KNC. Now, I must say I don't know these names. Let's just see KNC BTC. KNC BTC. Okay, here we go. Shoulder, head comes back down and breaches that. Is this right? Breakout. It looks like I may have. This is the problem with these things. Is it somehow it's considering it a breakout? Let me just try to figure this one out. Okay, so we have head, shoulder. It does break, but I don't know why. This clearly is not a workable one. But again, even if I was just to leave this on its own, I would probably be running other scans and using other indicators to have these run in parallel and make sure that it is correct. So this probably would fail, but that is clearly something that I would not take too kindly on. Let me just go back. I just missed one. BLC BTC. Let's see what's happening here. Now again, I don't know any of these currency pairs at this point. Cryptocurrency pairs. Interesting. It just shows you the volatility of 0.0006, very small moves. So to me, this is irrelevant. But again, it did break out. No, it didn't. Or did it? So got head, shoulder, head, shoulder. And here, that's why it's getting that breakout. This is something I wouldn't pay a lot of attention to. Quite interesting, though. It did meet that condition. So here we have one. It was a breakout for one line, ONT BTC. Let's see, ONT BTC. This one's, wow. So again, we have probably somewhere head, shoulder, upward trend, dropped off and broke that head, and then because we hit that breakout, this one looks pretty valid to me. Break it, and it broke that green dot. So this one is correct. Okay, so let's keep looking at some other ones. So we have now ZIL BTC. What's this one? BZIL BTC. Okay, this is really another good one. Okay, so shoulder, head, shoulder, boom, 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 bounces around, breaks the neckline, and then just exceeds that green dot. Boom, that's a classic breakout. Nice. So that's a nice move. If we caught it here from 0.0014 all the way up to 0.0018. Now, if we had put on some leverage, we made a bit of money, but it's clearly a profitable move. Boom, I like that. And again, this is working in a day over the last 24 hours where there has literally been no profit. Look at all the down moves of these cryptocurrencies that are just maybe out of, how many we got here? 80, 90, 100. 100 dot, how many we got that are positive? 1, 2. Just a handful of cryptos that are actually making money. So maybe 3 out of 100 that are profitable in the last 24 hours, but yet we have been able to confirm with certain pairs that they are indeed profitable. And again, this is pretty powerful stuff. So let's see if there's any other. So we have now VEN BTC. Let's check it out. VEN BTC. Okay, let's check. Oh, here we go again. Positive breakout right here from, let's just say from here, 0.0042. Very small profit to 0.0044. But again, it's small, but it's profitable. So this seems to be valid for a good chunk of the moves here. So we have, okay, we just saw that. XRB BTC, let's see. XRB BTC. Wow, here's another one. And this one's kind of wonky. Head, shoulder, trend up. But something bizarre is going on here. It kind of made a little profit here, but irrelevant, abort. Guess what else we got? Oh boy. So I got to fix that bug, whatever that might be. So we have, okay, so we found quite a number of pairs already doing that breakout, like classic breakout. 47 pages right now. I have to improve this. So I'm just showing the breakout ones that look really good. So we have ICXBNB, again on Binance. ICX BNB. Again, you got to ask yourself, why is it bouncing off of the neckline? I find that bizarre. It's like head, shoulder, bounces off the neckline. And there's a lot of these that are doing that. So it seems to me that there's some validity to this theory. And it also did break out after that green dot level. Very interesting. Okay, let's do some more breakout. SNM BTC. Now, again, I don't know these pairs, but what do I care if I'm going to trade them and they work? Why not? Okay, SNM BTC. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see what goes on. Another move. Shoulder, head, shoulder, bounces off. And again, some of these moves can be big whales that will interfere. But because we break here, that green dot is definitely breakout. But you may, if it broke through here, yes, that would have been a potential as a signal to buy into the market and start analyzing, put it on your watch list. Good move. Okay, continuing along. Let's see what else we got. All right, so ZEC BTC. ZTC, ZEC, BTB. So again, I can fully automate this. This is a classic move here. I guess you could call it head, shoulder, head. Sorry, shoulder, head, shoulder, bounce up, boom, and just kind of goes through. Just meets that green dot. So technically it does, but didn't classic breakout, but it did reach the level. All right, next one. All right, so even if I was just to do the bets or entries on the neckline, I would have done all right by looking at a good chunk of them. So we are looking for the word breakout, ADA and Ethereum. Let's get rid of that. ADA. And one of the other things that I'd like to mention is that this can be run on any exchange. Look at that move. Like, that is pretty. Again, head, shoulder. Again, this could be like the equivalent of an algorithm, a whale trader trying to shake out those weak players. And once it knows it shook them out, boom, just goes up, explodes. This is what I really like about these moves in crypto. Use that green dot again as that level. Once you hit that level, it's takeoff time, and boom, that's money in the bank. That's a 0.0046, 0.0054. That is roughly, and this is just in a few amount of hours, maybe 20 hours over a 24-hour period. That is a powerful move. And again, you will not be hearing about it because my Telegram group, we be talking about it, but it ain't happening. But this is how I like to do my trades. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Alrighty. XRB, BTC. Let's see how this one's doing. Okay, XRB. I'll get to know the pairs over time. BTC, 1 hour. Let's see how this one's looking. Nice. Again, upward trend. Head, shoulder, head. Boom, boom. Breaks that trend and just takes off. So here at point, call it 0.0079 all the way up to 0.84, and it probably is still climbing. Nice. So we do like those moves. Okay, so continuing along, let me just continue on that breakout. TRX, Ethereum, boom, 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 boom. Let's see what we got here. TRX, Ethereum. Okay, this one looks kind of bizarre. Yes, we do have the pattern, but it ain't happening. That would be rejected for sure. Okay. I don't know why that's getting that signal's being generated. BTS Ethereum. Let's see what we got here. Now again, I'm only looking at ones that breach that little green dot. I'm not looking at anything else. Geez, this is like money to be printed. Get our shoulder, head, shoulder, bounces down, and just not just breaks through, but crashes through that level of the green dot and just takes off. I'm liking this. Liking this a lot. Okay, I've never seen these kind of moves in the world of Forex. I mean, this is quite impressive. Okay, so let's continue along, breaking out. Okay, Litecoin Ethereum. I don't think we chatted about this one. There's just so many opportunities out there. If you were at my talk last night, you would know that I've talked about opportunities, but not in this level. Okay, this one would be rejected. Again, I gotta fix that. I have no idea. But right now, XRM Ethereum. Let's see what we got here. XRM Ethereum. This one right here. Wow, beautiful. Head, shoulder, roughly touches that neckline and just takes off. Point right here, 0.38 to 0.45 in such a short amount of time. And the ATR, if I use the ATR as it comes off, it will probably chop cut the trade, the exit at around between 6 to 12% on the drop. So we'll just cut it, and then it may start to track the next one. I don't know yet how I'm going to do it, but this trigger is looking awesome. I got to tell you, I am excited to see this. Gotta love the world of crypto. ENG, Ethereum. Let's see what we got here. I must say, I am quite impressed with what I'm seeing. ENG, Ethereum. Okay, it did do, and again, it bounces off that trend line, off the neckline. I find that really odd, where the algos are running this kind of thing. And human traders will never obviously be able to see this because you have to scan the markets at 200. In my case, I only have 100, but there are roughly about 200 plus cryptocurrency pairs out there. But again, here we go from 0.345 all the way up to 0.375. That's a big move. And that's, again, a short amount of time. I will tell you, the way it's looking, it's like I won't say, but a license to print money. I don't know. But I do like this. OSTC, OST, and BTC. Let's see here. OST, BTC. Okay. Downward, it did, again, bounce off that neckline. And then up it goes in a range bound, breaks your green dot numerous times, at least twice, and it's still takeoff time from there as well. Very nice. Okay, so XZC Ethereum. XZC Ethereum. Is this it? XS, no, XZC Ethereum. Here we go. Again, it went up, broke through here. So it did break out. It did exceed. So even if I bought here, boom. And again, I find it very odd. It's bouncing off of these necklines. There's definitely predictability there. Just using the head and shoulders. And I've got, where am I? Close to almost to the end. I think we did that one. I must say I'm quite excited to see this. SNME Ethereum. SNM Ethereum. SNM Ethereum. SNM Ethereum. Okay, here we go. Okay, downward trend. It said it's reliable. Head, shoulder, boom, and boom. And it just takes off. I liked it. How many have we seen so far of these so-called opportunities? I think we're close to done. We're just coming up to page 37 of 47, so we got more to go through. GRS BTC. Probably thinking, how do I get my hands on this? Ha 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 ha. I'll talk about that in a minute. GRS BTC. That is hourly. Here we go. Another one bounces off that neckline. That is awesome. That's predictability in itself, folks. And it just takes off real nice. Okay, so let's continue along. Breach, breakout, we just saw those. There's tons of these. HRS, Ethereum. HRS, Ethereum, where are you? Here we are. Is this the one we want? HSR, yep, that's the one. Again, right here, breaks off, bounces off that trend line. That is a bunch of algorithms watching this move. This classic trend line. This is so almost perfect. Bounces off, breaks that trend line, and just takes off once again. Hourly is a nice time frame, and I got to tell you, I did not put a lot of time into this. Okay, this one doesn't look like a. Actually, no, it will, because you got OSX breaks the. So let me just pull this up. I think that's the letter. It's not the letter 0. OAX. It is OAX BTC. Okay, so this one did a little bit of profit, but I don't know. Not like compared to the other ones. Let me just see here. We're almost done. ONTT. Okay, yeah, here. ONTT. Right here. All right, so we have here. It's just breaking through. I don't know why I have. Oh, I got the wrong one. I'm sorry. ONTETH. ONTTEATH. Ethereum. Wow, nice move. Again, breaks through, just takes off like amazing. Just amazing. Okay, so got another one here. Breakout ZIL Ethereum. It looks like you're not going to get a lot of the Bitcoin in the base quote anymore. It's Ethereum. That's a definite trend that I'm seeing. Look at this. Very close to that trend, bounces off and just moves nice. This is like I don't want to dare say a license to print money, but what I'm seeing is very, very, very exciting. Okay, so we've done ZIL, ETH, so we're coming up. There's so many of these, and I'm going to talk about the source code and about POE, Ethereum. Boom, boom, boom. Where are we? POE, Ethereum. No, this one right here. Okay, again, bounces off made a little bit of money. There have been some opportunities along the way. This strategy is definitely going to be an hourly strategy. And that's 24/7. Wow. Never closing. Z license to print money. So we got DGD, BTC. I've never seen these kind of moves before, especially compared to Forex because they're pretty, not, I won't say extreme, but they're definitely more than 1% moves. Wow. Again, just there's a trend. There's your neckline. 2 head and shoulders. Shake out the market and just take off. Boom. That's what they're doing. That's what the whales do. Okay, so we got VEN, this one. VEN. VEN. I think that was it. VEN Ethereum. That's a little bit of profits, tiny amounts, but from here to here, I mean, why tie up the capital in that when you get the other big breakouts that you're after? That is very nice. I think, nope, we're not done yet. Breached. Okay, so we're done. Wow. I got to say, I'm impressed with the, out of, how many say, 107, and I haven't yet, I have not yet applied the fix to bring up this amount of over, what's the amount? 107. Let me just see here. What am I doing? Okay, so we want PNG. See how many we've got here. Anyways, I do believe it was 107. Yeah, 107. So there's at least 250 currency pairs. So there is a bug I have that's not downloading the complete set. I've also not talked about that this is for Binance. But if you watch this particular video on downloading data, I can also easily switch it over to any exchange I want. But why bother? Just focus on the top 3 biggest, most liquid, highest volume exchanges out there, which are BitMEX, OK Exchange, or OKX, and Binance. And I can tell you how that is figured out by coming here to Coin Market Cap and going under trade volume by exchange. And this changes from time to time. So today it's Binance. Here's OKX. If I also want to go into Huobi, I could do that as well. But you can see the drop off is pretty, well, actually this Bitfinex is doing okay as well. But the thing is, I can easily swap out the exchange and then just have the list for all the symbols or the currency pairs and just rerun it again, generate a new set of charts, as well as build the logic in Python to be able to do the orders as you see. And that's just using the head and shoulders pattern, let alone all the other patterns that I have to even verify and overlay them in parallel to verify that this is a true breakout. But from what I'm seeing, when it breaches that little green dot level, things are looking good. And no human can do this. You can only do this through automation. And the funny thing is, I find that's extraordinary, is people's not talking about this, but I am seeing more in the base quote Ethereum than I do see of Bitcoin. And the funny thing is here, is if I look at 24-hour by currency, you will find that Bitcoin is the biggest. And then, of course, Tether, and then let it finish. Tether, and then Ethereum are the top 3. Now, the news I understand that pushed this through is that Tether did reveal that they are now backed by $250 million. So there's now somewhat some more confidence in Tether as a backstore for in a cryptocurrency. But again, you don't know what to believe because these can be all corrupt. They could all be lies. They could all be who knows. So you don't know what to believe. But based upon the data we're given, we can find tons of opportunity out there. So let me stop here and go on about the source code. Will I ever reveal it the way I'm going? Probably not. But I have shown enough how to build out the Bitcoin, the automated head and shoulders. Now I have to do a inverted one, which shows the opposite end of a classic market turn. And that's where you can use the inverted Head and Shoulders. Now, the thing is, a couple of weeks ago, I put out a video and I revealed how I generated those extreme moves, the signaling on the extreme moves, meaning, let me just pull up one of the charts here. Let's say this one here. These red lines, I showed how to generate those in Python with the neckline I just built in the last few days. So I've not shown the source code for that, how it can be done. So here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 legs. Okay. So you've seen the charts, you've seen the price moves on the hourly data of these currency pairs using Binance data. It seems to be pretty valid, and I may have something that's very predictable because of how these cryptocurrency pairs work and move and flow. This alone may be a really good strategy. And the reason I don't reveal the code is because I want to be the only one that has this. If I started giving this to the world, this would make this particular indicator pretty well worthless. So I'm glad to talk about it because I built this, but I also haven't developed more patterns that are going to be just as useful for doing things like flag and pennants and wedges. And you can see if this one's correct out of 7 or 8, you can imagine when you overlay them, the power of the accuracy of when it comes to the market calls are there. But this one's proven to do real nice so far on the up moves. But if you were on my Tether group, or sorry, my Telegram group, you would think a lot of people are crying because of all the down moves, as you can see here by the volume. It's just out of, 100 pairs that we went through. And let me just pull up. Yeah. All cryptocurrencies by market cap. All of these that were just down, 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 down. Only 3 of them were, I think it was a small handful that were positive, that were profitable. All the other ones are down. But you can see with this little indicator, there are pairs out there that are doing quite well and moving quite extreme to get your profit. And you can do that with automation and building the signals. So once again, I'm not going to reveal the code. I have no reason to. On top of that, for those that are watching, tonight being Wednesday, May 23rd, I'll be doing an in-depth topic. I may do some more experimentation with other exchanges to see what we can get. And this may be just alone using this automated head and shoulder, or a form of it, but be able to not just use it for Binance, but expand it to Bitfinex and OKX, other exchanges, see if we get the same moves. And I'll talk about that tonight as an analysis. Hopefully I'll see you there. I'll be streaming that on YouTube. Just so you know, I'm going to only keep that video up for maybe 2 days, because the fewer people that know about, those are engaged, you see the opportunities, and we'll leave it at that. And if you want to join my membership, I'll show you where to go. If you are interested right now, your best bet is to go to quantlabs.net, anywhere, blog, doesn't matter. There is a store link in there. You have 2 choices. You want to learn more about this stuff, I have my elite membership. I've got 3 courses that will help you get there to what I'm showing, on top of my analytics service, which is $97 per month. I haven't built this into the service yet, but from what I'm seeing for crypto, if it's potentially this valuable, I see no reason to keep it at this level. It will go up, and it may go up quite a bit, 3-4 times. So you'd be expected to be paying $300-400. If it's going to make you profit consistently, it's still a drop in the bucket, and there's lots of people out there willing to pay. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we shall see you next. Hopefully soon on my flags and pennant demo, and we'll talk to you soon. Later. Thanks for watching.